Yeah, you know what? You're a saint, man. Thanks so much.
I'll do it. I have to edit that out now. That makes a lot of gross noises. I noticed editing this episode, actually. That's not a lie.
Like?
Yeah, he kind of like does these sounds where, you know, he clears his throat, or he makes...
You sniff right into the mic.
He does old man dry mouth sounds.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Well, I'm talking out of my ass for 2 hours. It gets dry.
Bring water.
That's why I have a cup.
Okay, I think the people have heard enough. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dicey D20. My name is Noah, Dungeon Master, and I am joined here by our players. One who just finished off their downtime, Rogar Ragnak. Welcome to the pod.
Corn Master.
It's about time.
Yeah,
It's too bad you forgot that chest.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that chest.
Yeah, what a cool cinematic feature to the pod. You know,
Tyson has diabetes from that scratch. Diabetes.
I wouldn't call it diabetes, but I mean, it is going to be a growth, which is going to require some medicinal help to take care of, for sure.
Another Tyson grows on me?
Yeah, it's like that episode of Family Guy where a small Peter grows out of Peter's neck.
That'd be sick. I wouldn't never want to heal that.
Yeah,
Oh god.
A more annoying Tyson.
I'm gonna have to kill it. Do I also get to act that Tyson, or is that you acting him?
I'm gonna tell you right now that none of that's true. So it's not a small Tyson. Okay, it's yeah.
Damn.
What are you gonna do?
What's the point?
But we are joined by Tyson McKay, who was the first to finish his downtime.
Yeah, first to do everything around here. You know me.
Congrats.
Okay, that's enough from Tyson. And we're on now to Fievel Mousentrouv, the final, certainly last but not least, member of the Dicey D20 who will be doing his downtime with us today.
I'm ready. You know, I'm gonna throw a lot of shit you guys way, and hopefully you like it. Literally.
Oh god.
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, last we left off with Fievel Mousentrouv. He was outside the gates to Ryberry, being denied access to the city due to his incessant need to bring his giant toad, Jack Bauer, with him. So we are going to pick up...
remember.
We're going to pick up where we left off with Fievel Mousentrouv. I believe you were walking towards Jack Bauer, as, you know, you told him, get out of here, go, and then he, like, kind of left without really caring, and then you were like, wait, Jack Bauer, and you ran after him, so I think that's what happened, though I think that's, was there anything else? I think that's where you left off.
No, I did a little bit of, I tried my best, and, I mean, Jack Bauer didn't care, but that was okay. Fievel still felt like he needed to stand up for the little guy.
Okay. Well, Fievel Mousentrouv, you are now outside, about 50 feet away from the gates to Ryberry. Your friends and your newfound friends from the Nights of the New Moon had gone inside. They left you. So...
Bye.
Bye.
I wouldn't call us friends. Yeah, I wouldn't call them friends either.
We don't even know his name yet.
It is the mid-morning of a autumn day. So, you know, we're at just the cusp of the end of summer, where the leaves are just starting to change in their color. So you look out... Burr. Oh my god. Okay, thanks, Tyson. You look out at the expanding hills, which then border forests, which looks like the tree line begins no more than maybe a kilometer away, where it starts to become dense forest. And, you know, the adequate-sized city of Ryberry is behind you. What would you like to do?
I mean, since the leaves are changing colors, I kind of want to know if I'm, like, shedding, you know? Getting that new pelt? Or,
I don't think you shed at the beginning of the winter time. I think you would start growing fur, would you not? I think you shed at the beginning of summer.
Don't have to shed my summer fur and then grow on that whole new pelt?
I don't think that's how it fucking works. I think you...
Layla at my house sheds a lot. Okay. And it's ordered to get more fur for the winter.
Layla's a pug, everyone. Probably the smartest pug I've ever met. JK. And yeah, okay, so Fievel Mousentrouv, you're currently shedding your summer fur and growing in the midst of growing your winter fur as the cold winds approach. What would you like to do?
Wait, is Jack Bauer also shedding?
Jack Bauer's a toad, so he is not shedding. Toads don't shed. I don't think they shed at all, actually. I think they just keep their skin moist, and we're gonna see how he does in the winter time.
We're gonna see how he does.
It is,
no.
You know, it's not cold. I mean, it's brisk. It's not cold. I mean, it's the coming of the end of summer, right? So you're just starting to see some leaves start to change. It's not by any means mid-fall or very cold.
It's like a 13-degree day.
Yeah, so your nipples are kind of hard.
That's
but
Celsius for our Americans. Sorry.
Oh,
What's that in Fahrenheit?
I have no idea.
87. I don't know if that's
I don't
right.
think that's true at all. That's definitely not true. Okay, what would you like to do, Fievel Mousentrouv?
You know what? This is time for me and Jack Bauer to bond a little bit. So I tell him, I'm like, hey, how would you like? Let's go hunt some giant insects. You know, you probably haven't had a good meal in a while, and let's go out there and I'll help you out. And I tap him on the butt a little bit, and I'm like, mask beast.
Oh,
What?
wait, what does mask beast mean?
You know, mask.
Does she mean like
Bro.
musk or goat?
No,
What do you
mush.
mean mush?
Mush.
No.
Mask.
No.
And,
No, I think you're fucked up.
Squeak
I think
speak.
I don't care
Squeak
what.
speak.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. You say mask? Isn't that confusing when you're talking about masks, like an actual mask? Or do you have a different word for that in squeak speak? I don't fucking care.
I'm sorry, listeners.
Say
You know,
mush
I'm
like
sorry.
a normal person.
I'm using my squeak speak language, and everyone's just beating me down.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
god, we're not beating you down. You're just using the wrong word.
You know, I'm used to it. I'm a mouse. It's fine.
So you smack Jack Bauer and you say mask beast, and I assume he has no fucking clue what's going on, though you are bonded telepathically, so I think even he is upset with you.
I let him know that I meant to say musk.
It's mush.
It's mush. Musk is a different word altogether.
No. In squeak speak.
Fuck off with it. I don't care. Oh my gosh.
Okay, you
so
say mush.
mask or musk or whatever the fuck other M words you can think of, and you begin to move. Which way would you like to go? You heading towards the forest to find insects?
I say follow your nose, Jack Bauer. Follow your nose.
Okay, so Jack Bauer kind of turns. He doesn't really have a neck, so he just kind of like one of his eyes is pointed at you as he kind of, just doesn't really understand what it is that you're going for. Like, you just want him to hunt?
Yeah, this is all a joyride for him, and you know what? I'm just here for the ride.
Okay, Jack Bauer begins to slowly sludge his way forward with his, feet kind of flopping forward as he goes. He is trudging forward through the meadows outside of Ryeberry. It takes you no more than 15-20 minutes at most for Jack Bauer, as he is quite large, to traverse his way towards the wooded areas outside of Ryeberry. The woods here are not super thick and like tight-knit and close. The trees actually do have some space between them, so Jack Bauer begins to kind of move his way forward as Fievel, the small mouse folk, kind of lurches on his back forward and backwards as Jack Bauer squeezes his way through parts of the woods. Jack Bauer quickly notes that not only are there very few, large insects in the forest, but he does notice a small squirrel, which seems to be kind of flitting around on a tree, scratching, gathering nuts, or whatever the case may be. Jack Bauer quickly, using his tongue, darts his tongue out, and with a 19, grabs the squirrel with his tongue, retracting it back and swallowing it whole.
Oh
My
god.
God.
Better watch yourself, Fievel.
I vomit a little bit, and I'm like, whoa there, Jack Bauer. Insects.
Is this what you wanted, man?
But I'm like, it's fine. There's an infestation of them in this forest anyway.
Oh my god.
get rid of
This
them.
is your first time in this forest.
Roll me a d20. You don't know if there's an infestation. Holy shit.
13.
So, your keen mouse ears pick up faint squeaks, like small little chips and chirps. They definitely sound mammalian, and Jack Bauer definitely notices them too.
And he eats it.
He quickly moves over to a
a
tree
squirrel.
which has a very large hole in the trunk, and there is a family of baby squirrels with all their little young that are currently in the nest. It looks like there's 8 or 9 of them. Jack
Okay.
Bauer kind of turns and looks to you.
Okay. This is how we're gonna do this. The mom's dead, okay? I'll eat 4, you can have 5. You got a bigger stomach than I do.
You're gonna eat?
What? You eat?
Yeah, we're
Baby.
digging in. What, are you gonna let them grow up and starve?
What do you mean grow up and starve? If they grow up, they're not starve. Oh my god.
The decision is made.
The decision's made. Okay, so there's
Yes.
nothing anyone can do.
I mean, there's something you could do. Just kill him. Kill him right now.
The squirrels attack.
These aren't
All rolling
Rick
nat
and Morty
20.
squirrels. So you'd like to take 4 out of the tree? Is that what you're saying to me?
You monster.
Yo, mama's dead. They're not gonna live through this early fall
I don't
/
care
late
about
summer.
your justification. I just want to know if you're doing it or not.
Let's do it.
Okay, so
Monster.
Why'd you stare at me when you did that?
so you
He's
take
giving me all these
4.
sad looks and stuff. Gotta grow up. This is the real world.
Okay, so you take 4 of the baby squirrels out of the nest that they have in the trunk of the tree, and they immediately begin to nuzzle up to your fur, as you are a furry, like a mama squirrel. Jack Bauer
You're a furry?
is still looking at you, as you can see his tongue begin to kind of like inch out of his mouth, as though he's ready to just jam his tongue into that tree
smack the
hole.
tip of his tongue and I say, no! No, Jack Bauer!
Roll me
How
a
kind they
D20.
are. It's 11. Is that charisma as well?
Beast mastery, probably.
Yeah, I mean, you were going to you weren't trying to talk him out of it, you were trying to smack his tongue, so I'm going to need a dex check on that.
Oh, it's a +4, that's 15.
Nice. So you do smack his tongue, and he kind of retracts it, immediately looking hurt, and his sentiment that you feel through your bond is hurt as well. But these small little squirrel babies kind of like nudge up to you and get closer. They seem to shiver a little bit, as it is brisk outside the hole.
Oh, okay. Well, pull out my loincloth and drop them in. Just like
Your loincloth.
Wait, sorry, you're putting them in your crotch?
You gotta keep warm somehow.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
not
there was-
lactating.
There
I
was
can't feed
no
these.
other possible solution for that, for sure.
I'm calling the police.
Okay, so you drop 4 infant squirrels into your loincloth. One can only imagine what down there could resemble a nipple of a mom squirrel, so it's only a matter of time before that goes down. I don't want to say regardless, but I do. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it. Fuck you, Josh. Regardless, there
They
is...
bite your nuts.
You have the odd feeling like you're being watched.
By the 5 other squirrels. I'm sorry. I'm getting them too. Can't leave them behind.
No, you're not feeling like you're being watched by the squirrels. You feel like you're being watched. You know how like you're staring in one direction at something, focusing, and you feel like you're being watched from behind or from around you. You feel like you're being watched right now.
So I know this.
Well, I'm telling you that
Like I get this sense type thing is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, most folk are quite intuitive to these kind of things, you know?
Turn around and point and say, gotcha.
Okay. Well, there's nothing behind you. Certainly no humanoid. And there's also no real animals along the ground at all. So you just turn around and you say, got you, but nothing's there.
Wow. So don't know what that was all about. Okay, let's continue on.
I wish someone was there.
Okay.
I grab the other 5 and I don't leave any troopers behind, so now I got 9 baby squirrels on me.
Are you
Your pants.
throwing the rest in the loincloth as well?
I don't know if there's enough room. You know what?
I think given how small your mouse dick is, there's probably room in there for a couple of baby squirrels.
Fine. They could all go in the cargo hull, you know?
Okay, you're just gonna have to be careful so that your riding doesn't crush their bodies between you and Jack Bauer. But anyways,
I'll lay on
leave
my
that
stomach
for-
with my arms out and my legs out, and I'll be working
Superman.
my rock hard abs at the same time.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But as you put the other 5 mouse babies in your loincloth, you hear the sound of a throat clear.
I do a perception check and look around.
Sure, roll me a d20.
It's an 8.
Okay, it doesn't take much, honestly, to see this, because as you're pulling your hand out of your loincloth, after having just placed the baby squirrels there, you look up to see a hawk staring at you, no more than a few feet from you at a branch that's about 3 or 4 feet higher than you, and no more than 4 or 5 feet away. And it just stares at you intently. The first thing you notice about this hawk is that it does not look normal. Its
Jack Bauer,
eyes,
get it!
its eyes are glowing with a bright yellow, and it seems to have a magical presence about it for sure, an arcane presence about it. And it throat clears again. But you hear it in your mind, not audibly.
Just like all the other voices in your head.
Jack Bauer, is that you?
So Jack Bauer conveys as close as he can the sentiment that it is not him.
And it's not me.
Okay.
So who could it
squirrels.
be?
Yeah.
Good stuff, Sherlock. Let's see where you take this.
Is it Baxter?
So I noticed this hawk.
Yes, you see the hawk.
Okay, I am out and I clear my throat as well.
Okay. So the hawk kind of cocks its head to the side and looks at you, and the voice speaks to you. It says, "You are a curious thing."
Look, the thing with the squirrels, that's a one-time thing.
It doesn't look like it. It doesn't. It's not what it looks like.
My bee stayed its mom. and now I gotta keep them warm. You know, I'm just improvising here.
Roll me a d20 persuasion check that you're not some child squirrel molester.
Inspiration point. It's a 19.
Nice. So with
If
a
you
19,
add up both his rolls, it was a 20.
good math, good stuff. The voice speaks again and says, "You are compassionate, that much is sure, but maybe misguided in your application.
There's room for more if you want to.
I'd prefer not.
Fair.
Tell me, Fievel, or should I say Baxter, which one do you go by these days?"
It's actually Buzz.
People I hate call me Baxter, and my friends call me Fievel.
Well, I do not know you yet, but I feel like we will be good friends.
Fuck you. You can call me Baxter.
You know what? You could refer to me as Fievel. I feel like this will be a great friendship.
Wow.
What the fuck is this bullshit?
Yeah, I
You'll
kind of have
trust
to
a
agree with your
random
friends
ass
here. I
hawk?
mean, you met a hawk for 30 seconds and you already told him your name was Fievel.
He's a beast.
Tyson never got to
gotta
ride
share
in your
these
loincloth.
I'm a beast.
You got to ride Jack Bauer, though.
Okay,
Remember?
the hawk speaks as it hears what you're thinking, and it says, "I am no beast.
Okay. Show yourself.
All in due time, my tiny mouse folk friend."
Tiny, triggered.
Provoked.
He rips it apart.
Starts throwing baby squirrels at it.
"I want you to head to the depths of the Corin Vale, deep in the woods. There you will find me, and all will be revealed.
Hold on. What's in it for me?
Fievel, you are different from those around you. I know. I have been watching you, and you have great promise to do great things."
Did you get to see Arda? That was something.
"I did watch that, I did.
You've been there since Arda?
Oh my
Your
god.
deep love for the girl was admirable. Your actions afterwards, less so.
Ooh.
Got him.
It's the heartbreak.
Fievel, your heartstrings are tied to the seasons. They are tied to all that the Great One has bestowed upon us, and it is your turn to return the favor, to use what you have, to help him, not only yourself."
So where is this? You said the Corin Vale?
"Yes, Corin Vale. Fear not, the hawk will guide the way."
Perfect. Am I expecting any hard roads on the way?
"I think not. If anything, you'll find traversing deeper into the Vale is easier going than most roads."
Well, you do have my interest. Let's musk on, right?
God.
Even the
He
hawk
denies it.
looks
He
at
denies
you.
his offer.
Yeah. The hawk looks at you, and you can almost see the disappointment in his eyes as he says, "I think you know that that's not the right word."
Damn it. My father never taught me English.
Your father's
Or
dead.
Common.
My turn, bitch.
The hawk turns and swoops through the trees, flying low towards the ground, and a trail of dust, bright, sparkly yellow and green dust, kind of trails after him, kind of flowing from underneath his wings.
It's me.
I point. I said, Jack Bauer, follow him.
Roll me a d20.
11?
So close. Jack Bauer begrudgingly begins to follow him. He's still very upset that he wasn't able to finish off the 9 squirrel babies.
Not yet. Jack Bauer, patience.
We'll grow them. We'll make them big.
We should have a big meal, not these little nuggets, you know?
But chicken nuggets are so good. Yeah, you could have the whole breast, but who needs a breast when you got 9 nuggets? Anyways,
Yeah.
True.
this is a digression.
It always
Regardless, I should say, Josh. Fuck you.
Oh, I'm leaving this in.
You begin to follow the trail put before you by the arcane hawk and begin to travel through the woods, leaving behind your friends in Ryberry for an adventure on the open road.
Bye.
And by open road, I mean, very, very thick forests. There is no road in front of you, and sometimes Jack Bauer has to divert around to where the trees have wider gaps to continue to follow the hawk's trail. At only some points of your journey do you actually see the hawk, but most of the time just following the glittering dust that it's left behind, which seems to still linger almost a foot off the ground throughout your journey. You travel through the first day, and as night falls, the dust seems to illuminate even more, but you are tired, and if you'd like to rest, you may.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna force Jack Bauer to move on some more. He's been trekking all day, and he's a big lad. So, yeah, let's take a short rest.
Okay, so you take a short rest, and I'm sure that you need to eat.
Yeah, let's,
Pull it a squirrel?
Yeah.
we'll rip one in half, and we'll share it. Just like,
Are we being serious here? 'Cause,
Lady and the Tramp. It's gonna be romantic.
Is this happening? I'm all for it if it's happening. I'm just saying.
No, I'm gonna cast Goodberry, and gonna feed this toad and the squirrels and myself.
How many good berries you get?
12.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. There's enough for the whole gang.
That's pretty good. So, I mean, one berry for like the baby squirrels.
Well, it fully nourishes them for the day.
Yeah, no, that's good. Like one berry for each of them, and then, one for you, and then, I'm assuming
Two for
you're gonna give
Jack
two to
Bauer.
Jack Bauer, yeah.
Yeah.
Jack Bauer moves away from I'm assuming you built a fire, but I guess I didn't really ask. Would you like to build a fire?
Yeah. I'm tired of keeping these squirrels in my crotch. I think the fire could do the work for a little bit.
Yeah, just roast them on it. Okay. All right, so you get a fire going. Can you roll me a survival check, please?
It's 12.
Yeah, adequate enough. You get a fire going and place the baby squirrels. Are you keeping them in your loincloth and then just putting them near the fire, or are you just laying them out?
Yeah, I guess I could just take off the loincloth. I do have stuff.
No one wants to see that. This is a PG podcast, okay?
This is the furthest thing from a PG podcast.
I tell Jack Bauer to look away for a sec as I take off my armor.
Okay, so you take off your armor and your loincloth.
Yeah, and then I have, I guess all the baby squirrels in there, and I just kind of set them
Over the fire.
In the fire?
tie the bag, throw them in, watch them squirm.
Jesus Christ.
No, I put them probably 5 feet away from the fire,
Okay, but you're not tying it off, you're leaving it open.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have rations, so I mean you're sustained from the good berry, but if you'd like to eat, you can. Some of the small baby squirrels, as squirrels do, they begin to kind of wander outside the loincloth. So first one of them begins to pull his way out, then more seem to follow as they seem like they're not loving the inside of the loincloth for whatever reason.
Smells in there.
Sweaty balls.
Yeah. Mouse does lick himself in it.
True. It's been many, many moons since I've last looked myself.
Season 1, some
Yeah,
would say.
last time I had a crowd. It was great.
Now you have a crowd of baby squirrels that can
True.
watch.
Yeah. Where are you going? No. Everyone has to see this.
Okay, so the baby squirrels continue to pull themselves further from the loincloth. They're not heading, directly into the fire. They're just kind of lounging out around it.
Okay. I'll just keep an eye out on them.
Yeah, keeping an eye out on them isn't enough, as very soon an owl swoops down and snatches one of the baby squirrels.
Oh my god.
It's a massacre. They all start to flee, running, moving in different directions. But you hear the hoot of the owl and the small crunching sounds of bones being, swallowed and eaten, and you can only imagine that more is to come.
That's the circle of life.
Why was it not okay for Jack Bauer, but now this owl is just destroyed?
Because Jack Bauer can eat a lot of things. These owls only have a certain amount of things they can eat,
Aren't they like your mortal enemy?
Yeah. I take out my trident.
Realizes that owls are his mortal enemy. I'm a beast master, but there's only one animal I fucking hate, and it's owls.
And hawks.
What would you like to do?
I say, get back in the loincloth or all you're gonna die.
Okay, they're infant squirrels, so I'm not sure that they're totally getting
Persuasion?
the vibe you're laying down.
Intimidation check.
Alright, fine. I'm gonna have to chase them and just gather them up and throw them in the backpack, I guess. Okay, here we go. I'm chasing them down.
You don't really have to chase them down. They were only a few feet from the loincloth at
I
most.
chase
so
them
you
down. I pull out a fishing net.
Oh my god. So you grab them and you put them in your backpack, safe and sound. Can you roll me a d20?
Phew. It's
Yeah.
2?
So you forgot one of the baby squirrels, which is subsequently snatched up by the owl. So
No.
good job.
There's a 1 squirrel rule. Now he's gotta die. I'm sorry.
Okay, so what are we going to do about it?
He can have it. It's okay.
Yeah, so you're not
Owls
really
gotta
that
eat.
attached to the squirrels.
No, not yet.
No.
And those weren't the ones that rubbed up on me. Those were like 2 out of the 5 that stayed in the tree, right?
One of those was definitely one of the ones that rubbed up against you. In fact, you even may have heard him faintly say, "Mom?" And then that's the one that got eaten.
Okay.
And the other one was late to the party, but you're pretty sure he said, "I love you." And then just got mucked.
Wow. Care Bears all over again.
Okay, so after watching The Circle of Life, and I'm assuming feeling nothing about it because you're a sociopath, you're going to head to bed?
Yeah. Let's head to bed.
So you sleep restfully and peacefully. Not much in the forest seems to bother you at this hour. And awaking the next day, the trail, as if still fresh from the hawk flying by, is still in front of you. However, all of the path that you have already walked, the trail has disappeared.
Oh no.
Which way do I go?
How could that be any more clear? Oh my gosh.
Can I inspect the fallen dust?
Yeah, you can try and touch it. It's magic of some sort. I mean, that you can certainly see. There's nothing really natural that makes this kind of dust or glitter or glow. But as you try and touch it with your hands, there's actually no materialness to it. So it just seems to be, maybe it's just an illusion. You're not quite sure. You're not really a spellcaster, right?
True. Okay. It's good enough for me. Extinguish the fire because no one wants a forest fire, right?
Of course not.
So
some would argue that the forest fire is the circle of life, but I mean, by all means, put out the circle of life, Justin.
I mean, if the owl killed all 9, I probably would have lit the forest on fire, but...
Oh yeah, I will see if you like that food when you have no place to live.
They can fly,
Just migrates to another forest. Fuck. Have to burn this whole world.
This whole downtime is just
Fievel's
burning
downtime
forest.
is just hunting down one moon-faced owl. Okay.
Yeah, so I urinate on the fire and
Nice.
keep going. Yeah.
Are you hydrated enough to urinate on the fire?
Those berries.
No, I mean, I haven't really heard you say you've drank anything.
He drinks the blood of his enemies. What else do you want?
Does he? What enemy has he really faced in the last little bit?
Mostly his inner demons.
Yeah.
I feel like Fievel's just
The guards.
I feel like Fievel's just all inner demons. I don't even think he's a person. Just a bunch of demons fighting for control. Okay. So you're going to follow and continue to follow the trail?
Yeah. I mount Jack Bauer.
Okay.
And you must, or mask, whatever you...
Mask, must.
It's mask
Mist.
this time. Since it's the morning, we're masking.
And at night it's musking.
That's ridiculous. Okay.
I hope our viewers understand what you're talking about.
They're not going to. They're going to be like, the fuck is this? Just understand that it's much harder to work with than it is to listen to, so bear with us, please. We all said maybe no downtime for Fievel. We thought that might be a good idea, but, he insisted, cried, and then...
20,000 XP or the downtime, so Noah was forced to do the downtime.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Okay, so we are heading onwards and forwards, continuing to follow the trail left by the arcane hawk. Moving through the woods, you see a lot more old growth the further you head into the forest, and as you continue to follow the trail, your head kind of snaps up with your mouse-like reflexes towards a predator from, ages and ages of time ago. Obviously, hawks.
A dinosaur.
Hawks and owls would have, preyed upon mice, so the most folk are still very much innately
Now everyone preys upon
sensitive to those creatures. Your ears and your eyes snap upwards to see that same arcane hawk. It looks towards you, and the voice speaks yet again. It says, "We are now within the borders of Corrin Vale."
Okay. Anything I should know before we go further? Or?
The path will become less hospitable to your partner.
Oh no, the squirrels.
Gotta empty the cargo.
I will aid in whatever way I can.
I mean, is it just gonna be a dry climate?
The trees are too close together for the size of your companion. Given time, I can alter this.
Oh, that's fine. Just chop the trees down as you go.
Yeah.
Spend a week getting there.
Okay. Well, I say if you can do that, that'd be great. But I was like, otherwise, I mean,
So as soon as you start to say otherwise, the hawk takes flight. So it's like, if you could do that, that'd be great, but otherwise it just takes off. It glides between the trees, and as it does so, the trees, shrubs, bushes, and roots begin to all like separate along and outwards from the path that the hawk flew through the wood, and there is like an emerging path, wider and wider the further the hawk gets.
It's like Moses.
Yeah, parting the Red Sea of the forest.
Wow. I just watch in amazement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They start to close.
Okay.
Run!
This immediately becomes an Indiana Jones scene.
Dun, 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 dun.
Giant boulder behind us. Oh, God.
I said hurry.
I'll throw the squirrels to slow it down.
Those poor squirrels, they probably had a great life ahead of them, and you've just fucking sidewinded it.
They'll have an adventurous life, but a short one.
I want like a small death counter at the bottom of the episode that just like counts the number of squirrel deaths.
Just a ding 9. Every time it happens.
Yeah, ding.
Ding.
Okay, so what would you like to do, Fievel?
I'm going to just do a perception check and see, I guess, he said that things are kind of like changing as we go deeper in, so I just kind of want to give myself a little description, a view of what's going on around me.
Your balls drop.
It's 15.
So the forest appears like it's old growth or old wood, and mosses and lichen grow along the bark. The canopy of trees doesn't entirely blot out the sun, but it does give a nice cool and dark atmosphere to the forest. Though it's not ominous or foreboding at all, there is actually a lot of life. Butterflies and insects which flit from tree to tree, even small reptiles, small little skinks, lizards can be seen basking. Small little lizards can be seen basking on stones from some of the sunlight that is let through the patches in the foliage canopy above. And you can also see many different types of mammals. Everything from squirrels to...
Get them all.
I need 2 more to replace the ones I lost.
I was thinking you could put them up for adoption, but regardless, we're moving on.
I'll take a mama
It just
squirrel.
seems to be very rich in life.
Okay. Well, that's nice. You know, I'm just kind of looking around. I'm like, this is home for me. You know, I could do this.
No, your home was burned down to the ground.
No. A drink to forget.
Oh, we should have brought up his backstory.
Oh, yeah. At the end of this episode, we'll read out the backstory that he sent me.
Sure.
Oh, perfect.
I'll make sure I still got it here.
No, I want Noah to read it out.
Okay. Well, yeah, Noah has it on his Facebook. So yeah, we're good.
Okay, so are you heading through the path in the trees?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Trudging along as the hours go by, this path continues, and as you and Jack Bauer march along it, as you pass, the trees slowly begin to close inwards, right? Blocking your path. So forwards, free and clear, behind you, the forest has resumed its natural state.
Cool.
So you're kind of like the zipper that's
like
moving upwards along the coat, and then behind you, all the teeth of the zipper are kind of notching
Where's the
back
red
together.
carpet?
This is kind of like a red carpet for
It is.
Fievel. I mean,
This is nice. I wave to the crowd. I kiss for all the
All
little
the squirrels.
roll
squirrels
me a
out there.
d20.
It's a 1.
Okay, so a deer looks at you, and you can just sense that it thinks you're an idiot. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's a 1, so like you wave at a deer, it looks at you like you're an idiot, and then we're moving on, I think.
Well then.
Is that all the time you want to spend on this?
Yeah.
Go kill that deer.
Yeah. On the return journey, you're mine.
I want you to
that's how deer
steer a
work.
deer, and then it'd actually be the deer like 5 feet to the left of it. That was the one who like stared at you, and then that deer's like, it wasn't even me. And
I'm sorry.
Make a decision.
yeah,
Are you going to kill the deer or not?
No. Gotta let
not
them get
killing
fat
deer?
so they can't run away from me.
What about the squirrels?
They're fine.
Jack Bauer?
Dead.
I mean, pretty sure you'd kill me.
His time's up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you continue to head through Corin Vale, and the forest looms taller evermore and thicker evermore as you continue forwards. You eventually reach midday, though it's hard to tell, and then the afternoon passes, still walking along the trail. What would you like to do? Continue to move forward, or...
Try backwards.
It'd be hard to move backwards.
I turn left.
Just do a perception check of where I am now, I guess.
Okay, roll me d20.
Gonna spoil it. You're in a forest.
It's
Cornvale. Squirrels around.
Unnatural 20.
You definitely know that you're many kilometers from Ryberry, and Jack Bauer doesn't move super fast, but you seem to have found yourself in a forest that is quite different from any that you've been in before. It's definitely more lively, definitely has a lot more life in it than most. Seems like it's very abundant, and perhaps it's because it's such a thick forest that, the races of men and other humanoids aren't able to really get at it, right? Or maybe they just haven't found it yet, you're not quite sure. But this is definitely one of the more uncharted regions of Norian.
Do you miss Tyson and Rogar yet?
Not at all. This is nice. Yeah, they left me at that gate. They didn't even help me convince the guards to bring in Jack Bauer.
I patted you on the head when I went in.
That does nothing. I think that provoked me more than anything.
Oh god.
Okay, well let's keep moving forward.
So, moving forwards yet again on the journey towards the mysterious voice and the arcane hawk, you walk deeper into Corrin Vale. It is nearly dusk, and the winds through the forest kind of sweep gently, and the breeze is actually quite refreshing. You come to an odd place, unlike one that you've ever seen before. There is in front of you the path opening to a larger clearing with a hill atop it and a tree atop that hill. However, the tree's roots, large and almost unnaturally so, structurally shapen to form kind of like an open hut. There is warm candle or torch, or at the very least firelight from inside, and you smell a very delicious smell emanating from this tree that stands alone in the clearing.
McDonald's?
Yeah, it smells oddly like a junior chicken.
Wow.
Or squirrel meat.
Can I hop the squirrels up a little bit so that like half their bodies, I guess, like out of...
You want to be like a kangaroo mother?
Actually, no, wait, they're in my backpack. I forgot I left the loincloth. Don't need it anyway.
So just shake them out of the backpack.
No, I thought of the scatter again.
Scatter!
So
Get out of here!
As you are right at the entrance to this clearing, landing on a branch next to you, the arcane hawk, glowing an ethereal green, a very bright green, its eyes bright yellow, turns and looks at you and says, "Do not be afraid."
Ah!
I'm scared.
Have we made it all the way through?
You have. You are safe here.
Can I let the cargo out?
You may, of course, do as you wish.
I open up the backpack and say, I mean, you could leave if you want, but if you like the backpack, you can stay. Give them the choice.
The hawk looks to you and then begins to fade away. Its bright flecks of energy dispersing as the wind blows it apart, gently carrying those flecks off into the forest.
Somebody help!
Oh god.
You killed it.
It's all these squirrels' fault. They're stomping their asses. Jack Bauer, stay out here. You could babysit if you want. If you're not, I won't judge you. If you eat them, it happens, okay? I'm gonna go inside this hut.
Okay.
I like how you went through all the trouble to save them, and now you're like, whatever.
Yeah.
Did what I could.
Jesus. Sometimes I don't get you. But anyways, you dismount from Jack Bauer and begin to, I'm assuming, walk towards the great tree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One of the flaps of canvas or material, which is kind of covering the open arches between the very large roots of this hut, parts, and a figure kind of cloaked and somewhat, now that obviously the canvas falls behind him, there's no natural light behind him, so he's a dark figure. But you can see, even from the distance that you're at, which is nearly 40 feet away, that he is not a large creature.
So,
like a humanoid?
Like taller than me still, right?
He looks to be taller than you, but he's 40 feet away and it's dark out, so.
I say, who goes there?
40 feet away, you're yelling at him?
Yeah.
Who are you?
The figure does not speak, but rather stands near the entranceway to the hut, and then you can kind of see, you have dark vision, right? So it's not super hard. You see a furry hand emerge and kind of beckon you closer.
Oh. Well, if he's got fur, he's a ally, so let's go.
I don't think that's ever been true to you.
Fur means friends.
Yeah, so I caution and just kind of walk over.
As you approach, the figure pulls his hood back. He's wearing red, worn robes, and he does have a satchel at his side. He has a braided beard of gray hair, and he is much like you. Not mouse folk, however,
Ugly.
but
Bilbo?
rat folk.
Oh,
Those disgusting,
The worst kind of.
gross little...
I'm Pikachu and he's Raichu. That's dope.
As you approach, he looks to you, he bows slightly and says, Fievel, it is good to see you.
Thanks. And you are?
I am Seska, Beastmaster in my own right, and cleric of Obed High.
It's like Pinky in the Brain.
From henceforth, they will be referred to as Pinky in the Brain. And we all know who the Brain is.
Yeah.
Jack Bauer.
Okay, so apparently no one knows who the Brain is.
Say, well.
Come inside, Fievel.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
So, the old rat folk parts canvas and enters a quite large, as the tree is large, wooden hut. You can see the inner workings of the roots, as their inner structure has been kind of, you're not quite sure, most likely magically, the dirt has been removed from this, making it a quite warm and earthy home.
Oh, too bad you don't have the squirrels.
Probably dead.
The owls descended as soon as...
I was going to say Jack Bauer.
He turns towards you. You can see that he is by no means not feeble, right? But he's certainly older. Seska, this rat folk male, has very long whiskers and two, not pointed, more dull teeth that protrude from his snout. He's got wisps of gray and white fur, and his ears are quite large, and it looks like his right ear has kind of like a chunk missing out of it. The hair along his head is also braided back into a gray and white
Braid.
braid, not ponytail. I was gonna say ponytail, but that makes it sound fucking into a braid, as is his beard. As he looks to you in the better light, you can now see that one of his eyes is clouded over and as gray and white as his fur, and two long healed over scratches or scars across his right eye make it look like the right side of his face certainly took some type of damage back in the day.
Yesterday.
No, this is quite old, right?
So a week ago.
How old do...
so like 72 hours ago. Yeah.
Oh.
How old do rats live?
Rat folk, they have a little bit longer of a life expectancy than mouse folk. So, they are known to live past 40, but certainly not past, 55 or 60.
Rogar, you're almost the same age as him.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Wait, how old are
looks to you with his good eye, and then kind of holds out his paw and says, "Well, please take a seat."
Okay. I take a seat and I ask, what happened to your eye and your ear?
So he kind of disregards the comment. He walks
Excuse
over
me.
to a pot which is currently bubbling, and grabbing a bowl and spoon, he ladles some what looks like some chowder or some soup into it. He walks over to you and places it in front of you and says, "I'm sure you're hungry.
Can I have another one for my beast?"
Your beast can take care of himself.
Oh,
For him too much, Fievel.
he's saved me many times.
And thus he is capable, not weak and in need of protection from you."
You're the weak one.
What? I say, okay. And I start to chow down into this chowder.
Squirrel stew.
Yeah. Where'd you get
I
this?
found 9 baby squirrels out there.
It is potato and leek, so it's quite delicious and very creamy. And the rat folk kind of turns to look at you as he sits at the small table that you find yourself at, made of wood, and he says, "I have been watching you, Fievel, and you become curiouser and curiouser as time goes on."
What have I done to deserve this pleasure of meeting yourself.
My name's Baxter.
You are one with the beast, Fievel. Do you not feel it?
I mean,
I feel something when the squirrels were in me.
until I ran upon Jack Bauer, I never really knew I had the power, or I don't even want to call it a power, or the ability to calm a beast like that, because he would have eaten me whole, guaranteed, right away.
You're forgetting about Trevis.
That was different. That was not the same thing.
Trevis was his first true beast love.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. Jack Bauer is much different. It's the beast that he actually tames and becomes a partner with. Trevis was just a ghost bird.
I miss Trevis. What happened to him?
He's dead.
Well, yes, we knew that. So thank you.
He's watching over Ryberry, and he's going to relay all this information back to me when I get back.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's what's happening with Trevis, because that was never said. But he looks to you and says, "Your ability is untapped, untamed, and without cultivation could become dangerous, Fievel."
Dangerous?
What'd you say to me?
So, I mean, what have I been doing wrong?
What have you been doing wrong? No, you misunderstand, Fievel. You're not doing things wrong. Simply with greater guidance, you could be a force for good in this world.
I mean, I thought I was doing some good, but I mean, it's tough. When you get beat down all your life, it's pretty easy to fall into that vengeful mindset. You must know what I'm talking about.
This is why I have brought you here. You know,
trying to change
the
me,
rat
just
and
like
the
my mother.
Mouse You know, the rat and the mouse folk were once harmonious people. Some say we are even descended from the same people. However, histories are forgotten, and when our clan was split, some enticed by a dark god, and others drawn to the light, the rat and the mouse folk were born. Our world has not been kind to either of our people, Fievel, but as you say, we cannot become vengeful, angry, resentful for it. We must help it regardless, because you and I are tasked with something much greater.
I don't like this thinly veiled analogy for racism, Noah.
You think that's thinly veiled? It's not even veiled at all.
I mean, there's always room for change, but the vengeful life has been good to me.
Roll me a d20.
It's 16.
Oh, Fievel.
You're right, I'll join your side.
I thought perhaps there was a glimmer of good left. If that is not the case, by all means finish your meal, and I wish you the best in your venture.
Wait, you're just kicking me out?
See ya!
You have embraced vengeance and anger and retribution for the wrongs that the world has done to you, but that is not our duty.
But I try and do good, and then it just shits on me, you know?
Like Arda.
Like that hag? Yeah. Try and save Arda, give her a good life. She gets crushed by some shambling mound, and then I gotta erase all her memory in order for her to become, livable.
And then he tries to help with Seth, and he nearly dies.
Just get beat down by heads.
You just gotta follow your
Being
right
good
Lord.
Is tough.
That's why Rogar is the best and strongest of us.
Yeah.
Being good is hard, Fievel, but does that not make it right? Does that not make it righteous to be good?
No.
I don't know. I feel like I'll need some convincing, you know?
My job is not to convince you, Fievel. If there is nothing you wish to learn, then you may, of course, go the way you came.
Fuck you!
Yeah, suck a dick.
How would I burn your fucking tree down, you little bitch, mouse? Rat thing?
Whoa.
Jesus, Tyson, chill the fuck out.
I say, okay, so let's say I want to be good, you know, or at least
it
cut
does not
down
sound
the
like you want to be good.
At least cut down the vengefulness.
Do you understand what cutting down the vengeful sound? It's like Yeah, I mean, I want to stop using heroin. I mean, okay, I want to cut down on it. Like, I want to maybe, like, once a week, I just want to use my heroin. It's like, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah, what if Baxter's the good side and Fievel's the evil side?
No, Baxter's absolutely the bad side. There's no question about that.
Okay.
It was as I feared then, Fievel. Pack your things. Perhaps return one day when you are ready to embrace the way things really are.
Can I stay the night and think things over? This is a lot. Your stew was
I'm sorry,
delicious.
what's a lot?
Do you want to be good or evil? Yeah, this is a lot. I can't figure it out.
It is not in my nature to turn one away. Stay, but know this. Any vengeance or treachery you bring here with you will not be tolerated.
You should kill him.
Just kill him.
Wait, you mentioned you were a Beastmaster. Can I see your beast? And I wink at him.
So he unbuckled his pants.
Are you hitting on him, or are you genuinely interested in his beast?
I am generally interested in his beast.
He looks to you and he says, "What right do you have to ask these questions?"
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
I have already seen what your toad can do.
That's
He is
cheating.
impressive for his age, there is no doubt.
Because he's old?
No, because he's young.
Oh,
And fat.
and ugly. And there's two of them.
Yeah, kind of useless in cold weather or in super warm weather. Really only good in swamps, but I mean, it's fine.
Say, well, okay, you drive a hard bargain.
Hard bargain.
I am not bargaining with you, Fievel. I am showing you a different way of living. Take your night, think it over, but know this, if you are not committed to this path, then you will learn nothing from it, and gain nothing from it.
Ask him if there's an evil Beastmaster that you can train with.
Yeah, you got an evil brother. I say, well, I thank you for the stew, or the chowder, and I guess I'll just go sleep it off, and think things over.
So he opens the canvas to the outdoors and he gestures with a paw and says, "And I will see you in the morning, Fievel."
Okay, see ya. Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams.
Okay, so you head out into the night. Fievel Mousentrouv, you gain only 500 experience points for discovering the Ratfolk Beastmaster in Corrin Vale.
Right on.
All right, that is where we're going to be leaving off for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for listening. I don't really have the info on the...
Yeah, I want to hear Fievel's backstory.
Yeah.
Fuck, are we doing that?
I demand it.
I'd like to.
I think that's fine. I don't think we should read that out.
Backstory.
No, we're not reading it. That's it's so much. And it's
Why
Like,
do you have to tease me like that?
Yeah, you promised
I did not.
half an hour ago.
Yeah. Let's read it at the end of the episode.
Yeah,
Oh my
read it at the
gosh.
end.
Okay.
Look, he's smiling already.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as promised, just to show you what it is that I fucking deal with on a daily basis, I want to read you guys Fievel's first attempt at writing a backstory, or at least giving me something to go on here.
No,
So he
hang
says-
on. This is his third backstory.
No, this is the third attempt, I guess, the actual one that he wrote out. We told him that he couldn't do anything like this because it was ridiculous and would have taken like an entire season. But he begins with, "The true story is that Fievel was actually kicked out of the Ramuski tribe for attempting to kill his brother, Ryov. After the passing of our father, Drakvin, Ryov, the eldest of the family, was appointed leader of the tribe and changed the demographics of how our people were treated. Ryov made dirty deals with the nearby human city and would pay them to kill off any of the tribe members that would create mistrust or betray him. When confronted about his actions, he had me beat up and put into the pit. The pit was 10 feet deep, and it changed people." I love this part. I can't handle it.
I love that. It's 10 feet deep. And it changes people.
The pit was 10 feet deep, and it changed people. I was stuck in there for 2 weeks, and over that time, something in Fievel broke. Over the weeks, I dug a tunnel system and escaped the pit. During that evening, I planned to murder my brother and leave the tribe forever. which I succeeded, but couldn't stay long enough to see if I had actually killed him. I had to leave my family and my people discovered what Fievel had become. Let me know if that's enough detail.
Thoughts?
Oh gosh.
like
Teaser
it.
for you guys, right? I mean, it's interesting shit. It's just like, fuck, like it's... Ness is a DM, right? So Ness thinks like a DM, and,
No, he thinks
tough
like
'cause-
a Fievel.
he thinks like Fievel if Fievel were a DM.
Psychopath.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to leave you guys with that little teaser, but some really cool stuff going on in the Dicey D20 world. As always, you can check us out on Podbeam at dicyd20.podbean.com. You can check out the lore, look at the cast and crew, check out the Patreon supporters on our Wall of Heroes, and you
Can't
can
see Sab yet. Sab's not up there.
Sab's not up there. Yeah, he doesn't have a picture. And listen to new episodes. For those of you interested in merchandise, I see Ness wearing his Fievel Provoked sweater, his crew neck. Super cool. Definitely check those out. The Fievel shirts have been super popular lately, so get yours at teespring.com, DiceyD20. We also have Patreon, so support us on there if you'd like. It helps us bring super cool content and something really exciting for the Patreon supporters, something coming up. At the end of downtime, our heroes, once they've all leveled and they're approximately around the same level, we are going to be having them engage in a pretty cool Coliseum match, Battle Royale, if you will.
In real life.
Not to the death. The characters won't die for good. They'll be knocked out. So it's a knockout round with Fievel Mousentrouv and his beast, Rogar Ragnak, and Tyson McKay. So for those Patreon supporters, you'll be getting access to that. So definitely incentive for you guys to support on Patreon and rep your boys. This has been Noah, the DM, signing out. If you guys are listening morning, evening, noon, or night, we appreciate it. And lots of love. And we'll see you guys next time on the Dicey D20.
Mask away.
All background music and audio comes from Tabletop Audio. If you're running your own campaign, visit tabletopaudio.com to find music for any situation.